Hello, World of Tank Blitzers. It's Littlefinger with a full tank review, the Type 64. Before I get started here, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. I've got an aggressive goal of getting to 10,000 subscribers, and it takes your help in hitting that subscribe button, hitting the like button, hitting the share button, and getting the word out about my channel. So why this tank? Why now? Well, obviously we're in the middle of the lunar event, 6 days left, and the Type 64 here is, of the two tanks, the obtainable one. It's 400 lunar coins, 2 lunar coins for each win, so essentially 200 wins in 7 days. Subtract out a few wins there for the 5 extra Luna coins you get in crates. Alright, too much information there about the lunar event. Not enough about this tank. You can see it here in the garage. I've just equipped it with the Black Dragon camo. I felt like it needed something a little bit different. It looks pretty sharp here. So about this tank at tier 6, Chinese light tank. Well, just look at the front here. It's flat on, blunt nose, zero armor, 25 millimeters from the front, even less on the sides and back. But it does have 72 kilometers per hour as its top speed. If we just talk about consumables real quick here, I've made a few changes, and this is what I'm running with. The pen on this is the worst of any tier 6 light tank. So we're running calibrated shells. I'm running defense system, and I'll get to that in a second with my provisions. Running improved optics, getting that view range up to 286. It's a light tank. Your job is to spot. Supercharge. I found that in a lot of these battles I've run away at the end of the game trying to keep distance from the enemy, and I'm unable to pen over distance, so I've switched over to Supercharge just to see how much of a difference that makes. Running improved assembly. Obviously we don't have any armor, so 4% of our 25 mil is really nothing, so 55 extra hit points. Engine accelerator. And this is fairly new. I didn't have this third level, but just turned on refined gun, getting that dispersion down to just about 0.3. Looking at the provisions here, I thought that I had sold this and I had purchased this. Alright, so I'm running improved combat rations, standard combat rations, and improved fuel. And I'm leaving the protective kit off. Obviously that's a fairly expensive one on a per game basis, and I feel that it is covered here a little bit with the defense system. Um, Running consumables is standard repair kit, multi-purpose, and adrenaline, and then just with the loadout of the ammunition, 28 rounds of AP, 13 rounds of APCR, and just 4 rounds of HE. Make sure you're buying your premium there with credits with that button. Alright guys, just want to pull up blitzstars.com and compare this Type 64 to the other tier 6 light tanks. And 1631 in damage is going to be right in the middle of these. 125 pen is what I wanted to point out, the lowest of all of these other tier 6 lights, and you don't get any sort of benefit from additional alpha or anything. It's 160 across the board. So rate of fire, reload, all very similar across these tanks, but you'll notice the shell velocity of 792 is really slow compared to, say, the VK 2801. So it does make it a little bit more challenging as a sniping distance tank, which oftentimes you need. If I didn't point out, 8 degrees of gun depression, dispersion's right in line with the rest of these tanks. And the one positive here is 72 kilometers per hour. Obviously, it beats all of these other tanks in top speed. Terrain resistance 0.7, so you're going to accelerate a little bit faster. You're going to get up to that top speed quicker than you would in some of these other tanks. And you can see here we've got okay camo ratings. Some of these other ones are red, meaning it is worse than our tank. So, credit coefficient of 145. It is a premium tank. Outside of that, hull armor 25 mil. Look at this. All of these others are better than our tank. So let's take a look at how this plays in battle. Alright, first game I'm going to show Oasis Palms. And as you can see, we're bottom tier. We've got a Smasher, a KV-1S, SU-100, SU-100Y, KV-2, a lot of derp on this other team. So we'll get started here, and you'll quickly see that I like to use this tank as an early spotter. I'm fairly aggressive in it, knowing that I have light tank camo rating, which is basically, even when I'm moving, I have the same camo rating as when I am stationary. So up to the middle of the map here, and we'll swing on back just in case anyone was coming our way. As soon as we realize that no one's over here, I'm going to continue to push on forward and using my speed here and just continuing to move, because if I am spotted, I'm going to be a very difficult target to hit. And then I only stop once we see that the other team's on the other side of the canal there and we're behind this ridge line. Since most of them had pushed into town, I went ahead and pushed onto this side of the map and was a little bit surprised here. We have the SU-100Y. Again, we're not stopping. We're trying to keep this rock in front of him, and there's the track shot. We are lucky to get away without getting any damage. Drop that repair kit and keep on moving. And so quite quickly you can see that ribbon come up. 776 damage based upon my assistance. So that is from tanks that I alone have spotted. And you know, it might not look like we're in good shape, but obviously we don't have any tanks that are sniping us from the back anymore. We know where their TDs are, and we can then suss out the game. SU-100 here, gonna get the shot in. He's got the big gun, long reload, so we don't have to panic here. We can go ahead and get our second shot in and get kill number 1. We've got the Nashorn and Tiger here, KV-1S, so quickly you'll notice that the pen on this is not spectacular. Looked like a perfectly placed shot there on the squared up part of the frontal armor. And so now we're just, again, looking for where we can get shots in. And the team, as you can see, is quickly folding. Tiger's in trouble. And so I decided to try to, you know, get some distance from their big guns. Using our speed, this tank is a lot of chaos. Very unfortunate there that we get tracked right as we're shooting and we miss our shot, which means a full reload. But we get the AMX out. Now it's the AC. If we can just use our focus fire here, we can take one more shot, but I can't take any more. Luckily he misses the ram, and we get a nice little high roll there. 2 on 2, both of us on life support, Smasher and a KV-1S. Not sure exactly where the KV-1S is, but I'm using my speed, getting distance, and then separating from these guys. Wiggling, jiggling, whatever I can do to make it a little bit harder to hit me. And look at that shot. Comes in on the backside, bouncing, 400 damage again. So, we're in a situation where obviously we can't take a shot. We have much better view range than these two guys. And what I was hoping was that the Smasher was going to come out here into the desert where I have no obstructions and I can just start running circles around him while that KV-1S stayed in town. There's the cap that we expected. Was hoping to find the KV-1S, the Smasher over here. But since we didn't, you know, we're going to keep our distance and try to get them spotted up. KV-1S taken out. And as you notice, the light bulb did not go off, meaning I am not spotted by that smasher. We're right at the max of our view range, 286. And so this battle here is the reason that I put the supercharge on. I've had a really difficult time penning the smasher. Obviously it's a top tier heavy tank, but even that shot aiming at the front lower plate is bouncing. So we're shooting APCR. 1 minute 40 left, so I need to reset this one more time. And look at this, I'm trying APCR on the side cheeks. He's still not exactly sure where we're located. I'm trying HE. Nothing is going to reset this cap. So I got to get a different angle. But you see how fast this tank accelerates. Finally, with 1 minute 7 left, we get the cap reset. He does not have time now to sit in cap. So I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna try to draw him out into the dunes like I was hoping to get him before. But as you can see, we've only got 45 seconds. 800. 740 hit points left. He's coming after us. 30 seconds. And, you know, I'm not playing for a draw. I'm playing for a win. If he shoots me, so be it. But at this point in time, I'm thinking I can get 3 shots off. They all have to go. And I can COD him. The problem is that we slightly spin out there. And we don't have the velocity to get up the hill and up and over. And he manages to shoot us for the kill shot and the victory. But again, you know, 1876 in damage, 972 EXP. That was a fun little battle. Doing some spotting early and then trying to pull it out there at the end. So here on Rockfield, we are top tier. And again, early on, you're going to see my aggressiveness in this tank. You know, there's really not a lot to talk about with the armor. You're going to get shot. You're going to get HE shot at you quite a bit. And you will take some big numbers. But hopefully, you know, if you kind of just use the mindset of, hey, I'm a light tank, I need to be moving, you won't take as big a shot as you normally would. Maybe you'll get some track shots that don't do as much damage, but look how fast we just push straight up here into the middle hill, up and over, trying to get some spots. Didn't really shoot the tank I meant to shoot, but hey, we got some damage out of it, right? And as you see, we've got one medium who's gone the other side of the map. Firefly, yeah, okay. But he turns out to be a solid player, I believe. And he's kind of lit up these KV-2 and the KV-1S. And we're able to get some shots at distance. ARL pushing around here. We've got a Chaffee further on. Just keeping an eye on the Chaffee, trying to get shots in this ARL, trying to keep him from pushing. So looks like KB1S is going to need some help here. So I'm going to come down and try to get this Chaffee taken care of. We're just going to trade shots. Unfortunately, that's all I can do at this point. Got to get myself into safety, and the ARL pushed up on the KB1S. Thankfully, I've got a couple of tanks behind me. 156, of course, you know, I wouldn't get a nice, decent roll there to finish him off. 160, remember, is our average. Alright, so we got 2 tanks down. We're down 3 tanks. And the Leopard is not too happy.
Enemy armor is damaged.
We're now down 4 tanks.
Enemy vehicle knocked out.
So you can see why this tank is kind of fun. It's got the speed to get you in and out of trouble. Hear a big shot there. Pretty sure that was the KV-1S shot, so we can go around while he's on a long reload. Finish him off. There's number 4. Tank behind us, he's a one-shot. We'll go ahead and trade this one for the kill.
Enemy destroyed.
Kill number 5. 2 tanks left. It's now 3 on 2. We'll get up on the hill here. And, you know, for anyone that says that I steal kills, I really could have waited on this M4 there and stolen that one if I'd wanted to, but that's not my playstyle. I'm just shooting at low health tanks to take guns out of the game. KB2's just fired, so we've got 20 odd seconds here. Get several shots in.
Enemy armor is damaged.
And it pays off with kill number 6. Just over 2,000 in damage and an ace mastery game. So, you know, certainly fun little tank to play. Obviously, it's difficult with the meta with these big derp guns in the game. But if you just stick to a strategy of early spotting, relocate, and keep on the move, I think you should really enjoy this tank. So with that, guys, hopefully you've learned a few tips, tricks, and you can get this tank for free if you play and win a lot of games. As always, have fun out there. Stay safe, get educated, not fingered. Littlefinger out.